Hey, I'm Shane from Genesis Offroad, and this is The Victim. Okay guys, we're here today to show you The Victim. This Jeep started off as a bone stock 2007 JK. It was originally built by the guys up at Rock Crawler Suspension. They built this Jeep to compete in the King of the Hammers a couple of years ago. They built this Jeep with all their long arm suspension and the racing shocks. This was built as a showpiece to kind of show off their products and to compete in the King of the Hammers race and a few other events that year. Rock Crawler built this Jeep originally back in 2010 for the 2011 racing season. So this is a full-blown race car. Once Rock Crawler got through racing it for the season, they put it up for sale. One of our customers bought this Jeep and they wanted Rock Crawler to start doing some changes to it, some more upgrades. Rock Crawler did a few things on it, and then we brought this Jeep down here to our shop in Olive Branch, Mississippi to continue doing a few more upgrades on it. The current owner of this vehicle is a gentleman who volunteers as a first responder after natural disasters, any other sort of emergency. So he goes in to help rescue people when they get trapped, hurricane debris, tornadoes, train derailments, whatever. So based on that, we decided to kind of nickname it the Victim Rescue. Still playing off of the original Victim heritage. The original windshield logos were in the same type of letters. We just swapped those out for the Rescue Orange, reflective. Put the Rescue decals on the door. And obviously, since this is a race car, this is the first response that arrives first. First, let's take a look at what Rock Crawler did originally. This is a custom aluminum bumper with a rigid 10-inch light on top. We swapped out the original winch and put a brand new worn M8000 with synthetic rope on there. That's a brand new winch that's never been used. The fenders were custom built by River Raider specifically for this Jeep. Those are all aluminum, and so are the doors. Those are custom hand-built aluminum doors from River Raider. Rocker armor, the stretched rear quarter panels, those are all aluminum with the small flares, comp cut rear corners, recessed ORO light spot tail lights. Spare tire sticking out the back, full competition roll cage. From the back you can see the Curry Rock Jock 60 axles and those massive remote reservoir coilover shocks from Rock Crawler. In the back, the remote reservoirs are mounted right underneath the spare tire. If you look close, you can see how the tub was cut out to allow the shocks to come up through the body to this custom tube work mounts for the upper shock mounts. In the back you can see the spare tire, the fuel cell, the evap canister, fire extinguisher, and an aluminum firewall separating the front seats. Up front we've got twisted stitch seats, 5-point racing harness. Over here in the center console you can see the twin stick for the Atlas transfer case, and the tall one in the middle there is for the Ruby Crawler. Down low on the center console is a handful of switches to control the lights. Up on top of the dash you've got air-fuel ratio gauge and a boost gauge. Radio still works. Down low here you can see the custom long arm suspension, the front coilovers and remote reservoirs, the air bumps, Raceline Monster beadlock wheels with brand new beadlock rings. The original rings got pretty chewed up during competition, so that's a brand new set of rings and bolts, all properly torqued down. Brand new set of Nitto Mud Grappler 40s. Now, when we brought this Jeep down here to our shop, the customer decided he wanted it to be a little bit more streetable. So we had to do a few upgrades to it to make it a little bit more comfortable on the street. Now keep in mind, this thing is still a full-blown race car and should be driven as such. But he wanted to drive it on the street every once in a while. So we added a Curry anti-rock sway bar up front, modified to fit around the air bumps. We also replaced the MagnaFlow muffler that was on there with a slightly larger MagnaFlow muffler, just to quieten it down a little bit, so now it won't rattle your teeth when you're driving. We added a trailer hitch out back just in case. Now here in this angle, we're looking up towards the transfer case. You can see the stock cross member is kind of beat up. The one to the front is the new rock crawler custom heavy duty cross member that also acts as the suspension link mounts. And then the larger skid plate to the back was custom built by Genesis Offroad to protect the Atlas transfer case. Back here in the rear wheel well area, you can see how the frame ties in with the roll cage. Roll cage comes through the body there and over here at the back. Now the roll cage is not removable. We also had the rear fender liner wells Rhino lined for durability, and up in here you can see the off-road only light spots, the rock lights. There's another one right up here. There's 18 of those little light spots all around the vehicle. We put another light spot right back here in the corner, tucked out of the way. That really lights up the fuel cell really well at night so that you can see the fuel filler. It also got a new drop hitch and a backup light. It's a rigid dually backup light. Up front you can see the cooler for the RIP supercharger. Also under the hood is one of our new dual battery systems. Okay, now let me show you the custom top we had made for this Jeep. We started off with a best top trail cover that was made to fit a two-door JK. We cut it all up, modified it to fit the racing roll cage and the back tire. This is the roll cage right under here. You see we got that nice and tight right through here between the spare tire and the rest of the body. We stretched that really tight so all the water is going to run right off of there. We tucked it all the way around the spare tire, and down here inside there's a couple of Velcro straps that go around these roll cage tie-ins to the frame down here. So it keeps all that covered up. Now there's really nothing to attach to on the body in this corner right here, but since you got those giant coilovers sticking through the body anyway, any water that gets into this little section right here will just go out that hole for the shocks right down there. You can see that we had it modified to fit around the AEV snorkel and an extra pocket at the top to fit the rigid 50-inch light bar. You can see that right up here. This is a new pocket that we added. There's also a relief here for mirrors. This Jeep does come with a set of side mirrors if you would like to put them on. They are quick detachable. And there's just a couple of hooks that grab underneath the aluminum skid plates right there. You just cinch that down tight. Completely covers the doors, the roof, and the entire back section. Okay, I think that's about enough chit chat. I know what you guys really want to see. Let's take this thing out for a test drive. There's a master disconnect switch over here where the glove box used to be. not too bad, especially with the Curry anti-rock sway bar on there. Now we can take a little bit closer look in here. See up here, no rubbing. Everything looks clear. All the hoses are clear for the hydro assist. Anti-rock clears the speed bumps. Coilovers are stretched out pretty good.